Can I sit, Moose? This side, Moosey. This side. Hello, and welcome to Gabie's Knit Goodies. I'm Gabie, and this is Moose. And he has graciously allowed me to sit next to him today. He didn't want to, though. Okay, I've got some great knitting to show you, one of which I am wearing since last time. I don't think I had cast on this cardigan. But yeah, I have finished it. Sit tight, Moose. Okay, yes, I will go ahead and start about what I'm wearing. I have a number of things to show you though. We'll see if he allows this. This cardigan is a pattern by Patons. They make the patterns like classic wool, and they make some striping like sock yarn and things like that that you can get at a fabric store. And it's called, let's see, the Garrison Creek Cardigan. You can see that. And it is intended to use a very chunky yarn and large needles. They use Patent Shetland Chunky, which is 143 yards for 100 grams. And the needle sizes are US 9 and 10. Let's see. So I ended up modifying it a good bit for a couple of reasons. My yarn is very squishy and lofty. This is the Barocco Nomad yarn that has camel and sheep wool in it. Merino, I think it is. Okay, calm down, Moose. Calm down. I'm trying to talk to the camera. Yes, I'm trying to talk to the other knitters. You need to calm down. I don't know why he gets so excited when I podcast. Maybe he thinks I'm talking to him the whole time since there's no one else in the room. Anyways, so this is Nomad yarn, and it's very squishy and chunky and lofty. And I think I used size 10.5 and 11 needles for this, as opposed to the 9 and the 10. And I was working with a limited amount of yarn because I got it on sale, and I had, a limited amount of balls of yarn of it. So I was trying to get the whole cardigan out of this because it's super lightweight, super squishy and soft, and that's the type of cardigan I wanted. So I've made it kind of cropped. So it comes like to my belly button. It comes down further, a little bit further in the back, and maybe later I'll get some better pictures of it. I don't know. It is knit in pieces. You knit the back, you knit each front panel. I don't think it's supposed to cross over as much as mine does. Like I said, my gauge was not the same as the pattern, and so I modified it as I went. And I wanted it very wide. I knit the smallest size and cast on the amount of stitches it called for. But then I shortened how many rows I did. So So anyways, it's nice and wide, and I did my decreases a little faster than what the pattern called for because I knew I'd run out of yarn and it would be just really big considering the gauge I am working at. You knit the sleeves separately. You're supposed to knit them flat and seam the sleeves, but I decided to knit the sleeves in the round. I did seam the raglans and up the side, and then another modification I did. I had a little bit more yarn in the back of the neck. It was not very high. It was kind of scooped a little low. And so with the last bit of my yarn, I picked up stitches around the neck, starting at where the point of the front pieces are, around the back and around the top of the shoulders, or the sleeve pieces. Moose has hit my camera now. Just to raise the back a little bit. And that actually worked out really well. You may notice that there are a few different colors in this sweater. I bought what they had. at the time, I think I had 5 balls of this color in the Nomad and like 2 full ones of this and then 1 of the slightly brownish one. And so I started with the gray, I knit the back, I knit the front 2 pieces, and I didn't have anything left except for like enough to seam. So I knew I was going to need to seam it. So and then I did 1 ball, I did half a ball of the gray on each sleeve and I weighed it. So I did, so I knit and weighed it until it was 25 grams left. I think the balls are only 50 grams. I believe that's correct. Yes. And then I did 1 ball each on my sleeves. And, well, here's the back. You can tell I decreased rapidly here at the raglans. I was knitting and realized both I'd run out of yarn sooner than I wanted to, as well as the width of the back of the neck was too wide, so it would have brought it way out and not set up on my shoulders correctly. So I ripped it out about halfway and then did my decrease much faster, which kind of gave a little bit of almost puckering around the raglan area here. However, I like the way it looks because it's wide and flowy, and this comes all the way down to past my waistband of my pants. When I wear it, right now I'm just wearing like sweatpants, but when I wear jeans with it. So I actually really like the overall fit, and considering it's kind of like a grandpa feel sweater, like it's just super casual and squishy and like kind of very neutral bland colors. The wide cropped nature of how I made it, I feel gives it a slightly cooler feel to it. I don't know if that's true or not, but yeah. So like I said, it crosses in the front here because I ended up knitting it fairly wide. And right now I actually have a bobby pin holding it in place. I need to get a button or 2. But yeah, it's plenty long sleeves, which the length of the sleeves was of utmost importance to me. So nice long sleeves, and it is extremely lightweight. If you're looking for a chunky but lightweight yarn, the Nomad yarn definitely works for that. If you can get it on sale, much better, because it takes a lot to make a garment, because it's I think it comes in like 50 gram. Yeah, I think it's 50 gram balls. So anyways, it can add up, is what I'm saying, if you bought it at full price. Yeah. So I don't know what else to say about it other than it is exactly what I wanted. I wanted a cardigan that was lightweight, that felt very casual to me, that I could throw on at home when I was cold, or just, I don't know, just could easily just throw it on. And I wanted it to be plenty big under the arms and plenty long sleeves. So all of that worked out really well. And because it's so lightweight and because it's cropped, like it doesn't like hang and pull at all, my penguono that I made out of, it's all wool, but it's, scrap yarn that I had, and it's fairly long, and there's a lot of fabric there, and so it kind of hangs off the shoulders like pulls. Yeah. So that's why I wanted to make something out of this nice light yarn that would not feel quite so droopy. Anyways, so that's what I have right now. That's my finished object. I do have another finished object. Actually, an entire sweater cardigan that I finished that I'm about to show you, as well as some other stuff. But I don't think I said in the beginning, I am Gabie. I have a husband and 3 kids that I homeschool. I have dogs, as you can see, and I also dye yarn. So, fun stuff. Okay, and these flowers, aren't they beautiful? My husband brought them home to me a while ago, and they've lasted, it's been like a week, but they've lasted quite well, I think. A lot of times when I get roses, before they like dry out, like the head of the rose will start to droop. But these have worked quite well. So, points for my hubby. All right, next finished object. Like I said, it's an entire sweater, cardigan. It just happens to be kind of small. And it's unblocked currently. I made a teeny tiny cardigan. Let's see, teeny tiny cardigan. It's gonna look better when it's blocked. Little sleeves. It's a little raglan, and it's going to be like a crossover type sweater, and it is for a doll. In case you're wondering how this would fit a human, I don't think it would, unless maybe this would probably fit like a preemie baby or a newborn. This would totally fit a newborn baby, I think. It's been a while since I've had one of those, but it turned out really cute. I even did a little design on the side, right there, this little triangle. I knit it out of leftover yarn from my Just Peachy sock set. Excuse me. I made my daughter socks out of this. But it's so cute. So I made this and another thing for Easter for my daughter, and the other one's for my other daughter, and it's going to be for their American Girl dolls. So, super duper cute. I love how it turned out. And they're going to like them. Definitely needs blocking though, as you can tell. Okay. I just love the sleeves though. Little balloon sleeves. And I need to, of course, weave in all of my ends. And figure out a button maybe, or a little tie. So that's another finished object. It's 2 so far. I'm still counting that as a finished object even though it's not blocked, woven in, or buttons. Still counts. I can't remember if I had these socks done last time or not. I probably did. I think I did, but I only showed you one. That's what it was. I don't remember. So I won't go over these. These were the ruffle socks I made for my daughter. And I still have this much left. I'm thinking about putting this in my habitation throw. I think it's Curious Handmade. This is what's left of my water lilies sock set. After I made both of these. So I made 2 pairs of socks out of that water lily sock set, and I have definitely enough left over to do a nice little chunk on my row. So I'm very excited. This is what I have left over the purple. Excuse me. I have allergies, and the flowers are starting to bloom outside, like the trees and all. And I think we like live in the woods, and there's a lot of pollen this time of year. My son and I both get it pretty bad, and one of my daughters gets very sneezy. Okay. Next item is basically done. I played Yarn Chicken and lost, so we're gonna have to figure this out. Okay. This is, there's so many ends, and they look really long on these itty bitty sweaters. This is another little cardigan sweater. I made this out of a DK weight yarn in the matcha green tea latte that I had left over from my coast to coast wrap that I made. I like the little speckles in it. So it's green, but it has all these little variety of speckles in there, which I think is fun. It just speckles and variation in yarn just make me happy as I knit them. Because it's like, you know, one stitch is different from the next. It's just fun. But overall, it definitely reads like a solid overall color. Anyways, again, I cast on and did a raglan cardigan. But this one, like I said, is in DK weight, so it went a little faster, which was good. But it didn't have that much yarn. So I slit for my sleeves. Oh, I did garter on this top triangle section just to add a little pattern. I just did plain stockinette in the back, and then I did a few purl horizontal rows here, just in the front, but not in the back. And I'm going to use buttons for sure on this one, I think. I didn't have enough to do long sleeves, so her doll is going to have short sleeves. And I need to bind off on this second sleeve, but I ran out of yarn, so I don't know what I'm going to do. I have this much, which I don't know if it would be enough to bind off of the sleeve or not. I might try that. Oh, and this top is fuzzy right here because I held it with mohair just for the very top. I decided after the fact that I didn't love it. It didn't give enough variation. It was just some old mohair I had. So I decided not to put that anywhere else. So anyways, super fun. And now I have two little sweaters that I just need to weave in my ends, figure out their little clasps that I'm going to use, and yeah, I think my girls will be really happy to have these on Easter for their dollies. These are going to be in their Easter baskets. And if one of my girls has seen me making this one, and I think she thought I was going to have a baby or something, or someone was going to have a baby, but that's not the case. You know what I could do? Just realized I could totally hold this double. This is the same, this green is the same green as in this. It's just fingering weight. And I think, pretty sure I have a little bit of this left over. So if I held this double, I could bind off. That would totally work. Yay, thanks for the help. Okay. Another sock. I have a half object. This just makes me happy. If you looked at my out and about little vlog I did recently, I was knitting on this. It is, let's see, I dyed this up. It's Bloom colorway here with yellow, sunshiny yellow. And I'm doing the free pattern, forget who it's by, but it's the Harmonies Everyday Socks. It's just a textured with pearl bumps periodically. And these are for me, and I did cuff, heel, and toe in the yellow. And like I said, it just makes me happy. And I am on my second one. Right here. I've passed the heel, so I feel like I am in the short rows now. I just have a little ways to go, and then I'll have two socks. Very exciting. So that's that. Oh, I am knitting slight modification to the Harmonies socks. I have fairly small ankles, I think, so I cast on only 60 instead of the called for, I think it called for 64. I only cast on 60. Moose saw my daughter through the door and thought she was an intruder. He's funny. So yeah, so that modified it slightly, but the pattern is a 4-stitch repeat, so that worked out fine. But it does change when you do your heel flap and gusset. I only have 30 stitches instead of 32 on that. And I use, let's see, I've used a combination of size 1 and size 2 needles. These are Chowgu 9-inch circulars. And I used size 1 here, size 2 here, and then I've actually gone back to a size 1 for the foot part because I needed that to be a little tighter. And I did the same thing on this one. Okay. Another work in progress, and then I'll go to works to be cast on very soon. Okay. This I've shown you. I don't think I've gotten much further than last time. I've finished the deep purple. All of these yarns have come from my Spring is Near mini skein set. I have one more in the set I need to add on next. But I really am enjoying this. This is something I've been picking up when I need something mindless. Like I was at horse riding the other day and I was at a point in the socks where I changed to like long connected circular needles to do the heel and to do the toe. And so I didn't have that with me. So I picked this up because I had it in the car with me to knit on it. Oh, and like I said before, I have the Monet water lilies left over, and I'm going to add that to this as well as the mini skein set. This pattern, Habitation Throw, works well for scraps too, which is nice. I am using slightly smaller needles than what the pattern calls for. I'm using a 4, I believe, and it calls for a 6, I think. And I'm using these ergonomic needles, which I've shown you guys a while ago. So they're plastic, lightweight, and they have these kind of funny tips on them, where they are thin and then kind of fatter. And I do like using them. However, they stamp on their size, like their logo or whatever, with red. And it's totally coming off, and I thought my yarn was bleeding on my needles, but it was actually the ink, like from the stamp they put on there, it was totally rubbing off. I was a little bit surprised by that. But that's okay. I haven't noticed, like it didn't affect my yarn at all. It didn't mess up my yarn, so that's a good thing. Okay, Habitation Throw. Next thing, my knitting plans. This is Midnight Party, and I am going to knit up my son some socks in Midnight Party. He requested socks the other day. I've been, made a pair for both the girls, and then I've made a couple pair for myself. And so he's like, well, I want socks too. So this is totally for him. He likes black and he likes bright colors. Specifically, like he likes neon green and like bright red and black. So it's kind of a perfect combo for him. Midnight Party sock set. And then something I'm super excited about for myself. It is summery, and none of this was in my knitting plan, but I'm going to knit up a summer shirt or a spring shirt, t-shirt, and I think I have settled on the As If tee. I forget who it's by. I'll put it on the screen. And because I wanted to do a combo with the Strawberry Lemonade and mohair. And so I dyed up some mohair, and the first thing it made me think of was cotton candy. So I think it's going to be called cotton candy, or strawberry cotton candy, or something like that. Pink cotton candy. But look how fuzzy that is. This is kid silk mohair. So it has silk in it, and it has the soft kid mohair. Kid mohair is young goat mohair. Yes, hopefully you can see that well. So that's being paired with strawberry lemonade. And so I'll have the top of the as of tea. Maybe I'll put a picture up of the tea so you can tell what I'm going for. But it's going to have like a sheer mohair section at the top, and then the base of it is going to be the merino. And I'm dyeing right now DK merino because the pattern calls for a thicker weight than fingering weight. I think it calls for DK. So I'm dyeing up this in a DK weight, and so it should go really fast. And it's just a t-shirt, so there will be no sleeves to do. But I'm super excited about this. I mean, how much more like happy and cheerful and summery can you get? Now, if I could only make this in a week and have it done by Easter Sunday, granted this video probably won't come out for a couple days because I'm not going to edit it today, but hopefully I'll get this video out before Easter. That's the plan. And it would be super cool to be able to have this completed in a week. I don't know if that can be done or not. I'm sure it can be done, but will it be done? I don't know. I'd have to put aside everything else for sure. But I am done with the girls' knitting for Easter. So, I don't know. Super exciting. So this is a tonal mohair, kid silk mohair. So it has highs and lows, some bolder spots in there, but yeah, very, very fuzzy, which is how mohair should be. So anyways, I will take you guys to show you what yarn I have in the shop currently, and then I'll be done. So thanks for hanging out with me and talking knitting. Okay, I am over here, it's actually the next morning, but I'm over here at my little yarn shelf to show you guys some of the stuff I have. I have these are a set of 10 micro skeins. They're super fun and colorful and just a great way to use lots of different colors of hand-dyed yarn. It's called Spring is Near, and these are the 10 micrograms, and it ends up being 460 yards, and it's fingering weight. So I actually have 4 of these in the shop, in stock. And then I have the mini skeins, which are 20 grams each. So again, 400 and, let's see, about 450 yards again, and there are 5 of these in each set. Also, Spring is Near. There's some of the same colorways as it are in the 10 gram skeins, but these are 20 grams each, and they are also super cute and fun. They're all variegated colorways. This one's kind of speckly here. Right? Let's see. I think you guys have seen the strawberry lemonade sock set and the blooming in the sun. I really like this one. It's got some bold streaks of purple in there and some green and blue, and then the bright cheerful sunshine yellow to go with it. This is Sky Before the Rain, and it's a very deep charcoal mini skein, 20 gram mini, and a 100 gram light blues and gray. And all of the sock sets, I think, are 555 yards, I believe, total. So it's enough to do heels, toes, and cuffs in the contrasting color, and then the sock in the other one. Like I showed you before, I made like 2 full socks out of one of my sock sets. Let's see. We have it says Bloom with green sock set. And we also have it with yellow. Yes, you can get it with yellow. Either one. And we have Bloom and DK. Super fun. Let's see. Matcha green tea latte and DK and fingering weight. The dark and stormy. Let's see. The mermaid lagoon and fingering weight and DK. Let's see. Aurora borealis. And then this is that Monet water lilies, and then it goes with a purple mini. I don't have it on hand. Let's see. Oh, I have mini skein sets of the, what am I missing? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5? Yeah. Of the Cozy Cups colorways, and it's 460 yards in 5 20 gram skeins. These are available in the shop as well. Let's see. I think that's about it. I have a little bit of the what is that? Midnight Party that I showed you before, and I'm about to put up the mohair stuff soon, so maybe that'll be in the shop soon. I also have worsted weight non-superwash. This is the only non-superwash I think I have in the shop right now, and it is a yarn that is spun with 2 different colors, and it kind of fades in and out between black and a light gray to gray. Super squishy worsted weight. This is Highlands wool. Everything else here that I've shown you is superwash merino. Yeah. So check out the shop if you want to, and I hope you guys have a wonderful week and a happy Easter, and yeah, just that you enjoy some rest and relaxation and knitting time. Bye.